so happy, my hair so nappy, had an afro.
On the header, that shouldn't have been a brilliant save needed. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. Where there's a lot of speed to it. If he's on the line, doesn't he just catch that ball?
Yeah, but no keeper stands on their line, Bertram.
Oh no, some keepers stand in the line. Depends on where you are.
When the cross comes in, he's in the right position. When the cross comes in, he's positioning himself because he may be able to come and get it. When he can't come and get it because it's too deep, then he's off his line because he's made the move to maybe come and get it. No,
you're making my point. His positioning wasn't good. If you're gonna come, make sure you can come. If you're not gonna come,
if he comes, he doesn't get nowhere near it, and then it's a simple goal.
Stay on your line. Stay on your line.
He was about a yard off his line. What are you talking about?
That's why you have to make a brilliant save. That's why you have to make a brilliant save, Gary. That's why, Gary. Positioning is important. It's
I'm not having it. Positioning is everything.
It's like a centre half like Rio Ferdinand, who was always in position, so he didn't have to make last-ditch tackles.
Yeah.
Always in position, right? If you're in position, you don't have to stretch and make toe outs. You don't have to do those things because you're in position. You read the play. Ramsdale sometimes doesn't read the play well. Can't forget that goal he gave up against, was it Fulham? When he was stepping in the wrong direction, he couldn't turn. Look, he's a good goalkeeper, but the manager realized what he needs in a goalkeeper. Ramsdale doesn't have some of those attributes. And by the way, Gary,
that's fair enough.
He's a big man to do that because he bought him.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But listen, if it was any other position on the pitch, no one would be saying anything.
Right. And you know what, Gary? Pep bought Bravo and then realized Bravo wasn't the answer. So he went
and then he went and got Edison.
Yep.
Listen, I've got nothing against David Raya. Yes, do I like Aaron Ramsdale? Yeah, I think he's a good goalkeeper. Does he have everything that you need? I think that his distribution is not. I wouldn't say it's terrible. I wouldn't say it's like below average. I've seen him knock some fantastic balls. Does he do it every single time? Maybe not. But I think the guy comes up with big saves.
Right. I think here's the problem. There are certain goalkeepers who I think have played football, like Anana, for example, or Edison, or Raya. You can see their football. You give them the ball, they're comfortable with the ball. Ramsdale is not comfortable with the ball. He's not a total loss with the ball, but he's not comfortable.
Yeah, I would agree. I would totally agree with that, Bertram.
But some goalkeeper will even fake you, right? They're so comfortable. They know you're gonna try to stretch and block the ball. Like that ball he kicked a while ago. If he sensed the man, some goalkeeper would just draw it. They would pull it. I wouldn't suggest people do it in front of your own goal. He's not comfortable doing that. And so he just added more fuel to the fire to say, you know what? The manager made the right choice. It's unfortunate for Ramsdale because he would say to himself, I've kept brilliantly for Arsenal. The fans love me. Yes, I'm a one mistake in every game.
Yeah, but
I had my average today. Which was unfortunate because he caught a goal.
The fans loved Aubameyang. The fans loved Erdl. It doesn't matter who the fans loved. What matters is what's best for the club, no?
Tony, tell Gary I didn't love Ozil or Aubameyang. Tell Gary that lazy was.
All right. All the fans apart from Stan loved them two players that I mentioned.
No, because Gary, you're in England, right? And in England, we believe, since I'm English today, we believe in you playing both ways, not one way. Ozil play going towards the opponent's goal, not defending his goal.
Yeah, but Stan, there is players in. I hate to shock you with this, right? I hate to shock you with this news. I know, but maybe it hasn't sifted down to New York way yet, yeah. But there are players in world football. That will only play going one way.
So there were 3 players that play for PSG.
Listen, let me tell you. One of them is called Lionel Messi. I don't know if you heard of this guy. I don't know if you heard of him.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah, have you heard of a little small Argentinian guy? Yeah.
Gary.
Only plays one way. Made a career out of it. Done really well. Cristiano Ronaldo only plays one way. Made a career out of it.
Yeah.
Tone, can you do me a favor, Tony? Can you please send Bertram a montage of Messi and Ronaldo Yeah, tackle him back on the edge of their own area. Yeah, thank
So
you.
Gary, I tell you this, Gary, but I think PSG had Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, three of the best footballers ever playing football, none of whom defended their own goal. What did they win on the world stage?
Nothing, because you haven't, because it's not a total team performance. But
Exactly.
but no, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just stating that your point that I'm saying there are players in world football that don't do the tracking back. Some managers will allow them to play.
Gary. Who names two footballers who are both deemed to probably be the best ever as the example? That's not the example. You can't use aberrations and exceptions as the example. Give me a normal example in the Premier League.
What, a player that don't track back?
Does De Bruyne track back?
I don't watch City enough.
No. Oh, Gary, don't.
I don't watch. I don't know. I don't watch City games.
Gary, who in Arsenal team doesn't track back?
Everyone tracks back.
Exactly, including Odegaard.
Because hold on, but because that's what the manager demands. If you're going to play in my team, we defend from the front. If you're not down with that, there's the door. Goodbye.
Yes. Okay.
No.
Nah,
So, but there are some managers, Bertram, that will say, "Right, Odegaard, I don't want you tracking back. You're more valuable to the team, playing half pitch, control the ball, turn, and can you find our centre forward?" There are managers that don't mind that, but there are managers like Arteta where it's like everyone in the team, we all defend. It does happen.
I don't know of any team in the Premier League today where each player is not asked to track back. No team. Rashford get a lot of flack for not tracking back as much as.
Yeah, Rashford doesn't do it. Haaland doesn't really do it.
Rashford getting flack for it.
Yeah, Haaland doesn't really track back.
No, Haaland is pressing from the front. And you're going to track back. They always have the ball. What track back to do what? They always have the ball. They can be good.
But when they haven't got the ball, he doesn't go and get involved in defensive work.
What is that? When they play Liverpool at Arsenal? It's very rare. And even then, he presses from the front. No, look, I wasn't the biggest Ozil fan. I've always said I think he's a brilliant footballer when he has the ball, but when he doesn't have the ball, he's a liability. Now Hazard used to be like that also, but Hazard was always scoring.
Listen, Ozil was that type of player where for 94 minutes he wouldn't do nothing, but then he'll make one pass and there'll be a winning goal.
No, he was a technically gifted player.
But you accept some players for what they bring, and even if they are lacking in everything. It's like the Ramsdale-Raya debate. Ramsdale brings you big saves. Raya is the whole package, apparently.
And I wouldn't want Messi tracking back too much. I don't want him to get tired. The dribbling is the most tiring thing on the football field. Dribbling. And he dribbles a ton. So I don't want him to. But when he played in the Iniesta Xavi team, he was pressing. He's not an older Messi who lost his legs and can't press anymore.
And we've got Kai Havertz interview.
You're on fantastic personal form, but how big is this win for Arsenal today?
Yeah, hello, first of all. Massive win for us. We were so desperate to get these 3 points, and they were so important to us. And I think you could see that, especially in the second half.
He's man of the match?
Yeah, we came in halftime and we wanted to turn it around. We didn't play all.
No, he scored in 4 consecutive Premier League games for the first time in his career.
He's playing in a good team.
Season as well, when you know that every game counts, when you play first ahead of the Liverpool-Manchester City game tomorrow, how nice is it to feel that you've got those 3 points in the bag and you can just watch the game tomorrow?
Yeah, obviously, always feels nice to have 3 points in the bag. To be honest, I think we talked a lot about this as well in the dressing room. We just try to focus on ourselves, try to win our games, because we cannot change what the other teams are doing. I think today was huge for us, 100%. But we try to focus on us. Now we go into the next competition again during the week, and we're looking forward for that one. And I hope it's going to be another special night for us.
Kai, you briefly mentioned there half time. What was it like in the dressing room when you went in just after conceding?
Yeah, not nice. Obviously, especially when you concede so close to the whistle. But I think we all spoke a lot to each other, and we wanted to turn it around. And I think we didn't deserve to get the goal, but sometimes mistakes are part of the game. I did also a couple of mistakes that maybe lead to goals. So we are all together in there, and we wanted to turn it around.
Well said, young man.
Spoke to each other, and I think we showed a good mentality from the first second of the second half. We wanted to turn it around, and at the end, so close to the final whistle, we did it.
Kai, congratulations, Jamie Redknapp here. You seem to like playing against Brentford, and a fantastic header today.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. Obviously, the first game of the season was also very special to me. Today it would be nicer to score the goal in front of the home fans. And yeah, I'm glad I helped the team, and we are so happy to have these 3 points now.
In terms of your position, as you played in midfield at Chelsea, you played there obviously for Arsenal as well. But you seem to be getting plenty of goals, just like what we call in that false nine. But where do you feel is your best position? Because right now you are playing for.
Hey, Gary, I'm going to run. Great talking to you guys.
I don't know.
See that, Dad?
Enjoy the weekend.
I think it's
You too, mate.
the same answer as always. I am happy to be on the pitch. I think that I'm not a player who can only play on one position. Sometimes this is good, sometimes this is bad. I think it suits me quite well. I like to be anyway all around the pitch, and the last couple of games I played as a false nine. I love it in this team. I love it to play on the number 8, on the number 10, wherever you want me to go. In Germany, I played as a left back as well, so it's all good.
Yeah, they might not put you in at left back just yet, Arsenal, when you're on this fantastic goal scoring front at the moment, Kai. Look, as you said, it's a big week coming up. There's the game against Porto in the Champions League, and then next weekend it's Manchester.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Get it right.
Definitely. And I think this is the final part of the season, and we worked so hard to get into these games and actually play for something. So we worked so hard the whole year to get these games, and now on Tuesday to play these kind of games and so special occasions is huge for all of us. But we definitely go in there and want to turn it around and want to win this game. And then we have a break, and then it's another big game. So I think we just need everyone now, and everyone has to stick together because these weeks are very important to us.
Hi, thanks very much for talking to us. Congratulations today.
Thank you very much.
Good interview, mate. That was a very good interview.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you very much to the £65 million flop. A lot of humble pie. A lot of people are eating a lot of humble pie right now.
Yeah, there was a couple of people. It wasn't that Apollo said he's having a bad game. I sort of said this was a little bit of a bad game for him. But in the second half, in the last sort of 20 minutes, he sort of come alive and was involved in stuff, and obviously pops up with the winner, which is all important at the end of the day. So sometimes you have to take the rough with the smooth, and as we know, football's not a game where you're going to go out and beat everyone 5-6-0 every time. You're going to have the teams that dig in, that are hard to beat, that are going to fight for everything, that are going to play. They're not going to play out from the back. They're going to pump the ball forward. And we dealt with that fairly well for the 100 minutes we played. A couple of times they had the better of it, but majority-wise, our centre-backs have stood up to it. So I'm pleased with the win. Top of the league. See what happens tomorrow with them too. And then we go from there.
Absolutely, Gary. 100%. 100%. So let's do a little bit of analysis. Some of the stats that have come out from today's game. I've got loads. Can you read that, Gary?
I don't know. I can't see because the time is over the first bit.
Okay, the time. Okay, it says Kai Havertz scoring record in the Premier League.
All right, okay.
So this equals his best ever tally. His best ever English top flight with what could be a crucial goal for Arsenal. So bearing in mind we still got 2 months left, 2 and a bit months of season. He's now tied his best goal return for any team in the English Premier League. So yeah, look, all we need now is a league title and him to score the winner in the Champions League final. And then we can shut up literally every single naysayer.
Listen, I would take a win in the Champions League final without him scoring, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. But that would just be like the icing on the cake for all the naysayers.
That would be the cherry on the icing on the cake, mate.
That's right.
But
okay.
Yeah, but I think, listen, it was a tough sort of start to his Arsenal career. There's a lot of people who maybe who are fans but don't really see football. When the likes of Apollo and myself and a few others are saying about, the things that he does, the runs that he makes off the ball, the defensive work that he does, the duels that he wins, the tackles that he wins, that's a big part of the team. And a lot of that kind of when I noticed, and now he started scoring goals, people are like, oh, that Kai Havertz, he's doing really well, isn't he? What a player. But there was those fans that actually saw this in his game prior to him scoring goals. He was getting in positions and not finishing. So that shows you that there's something there. And then once he started scoring, that's 8 this season.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of assists, a few assists.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Gary, if we're being honest, he misses some great one-on-ones. And that's a part of his game that he needs to improve on. If he really wants to.
That one today,
yeah.
When you look at it, he's gone through. Not once did he lift his head.
Yeah.
To see, like, there's the goal, there's the keeper. He was just looking at the ball, and he puts it wide.
Yeah. So that's the kind of thing
a chance
that
missed.
You go back to the training ground, you look at that, you analyze it, you start doing some practice on doing that. But look, Musa poses the question: how many goals did Kai score before his Chelsea career? Well, there's his Chelsea career. 2020-21 he scored 4, 21-22 he scored 8, and the last season before he joined us he scored 7. So his goal return's not prolific. He's never scored 10 in a Premier League. I don't have his numbers for Leverkusen.
I think but at Leverkusen, didn't he only play maybe one season? Wasn't he? Because he was classed as a wonder kid, no?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So if he's only 24, he must have broken into Leverkusen at maybe 18, 19. So maybe he only had like 2 seasons.
Let me see. So he played 4 seasons. 4 seasons in the Bundesliga from 2016 to 2019. In 2019, he scored 12 goals in 30 games for Leverkusen. The season before, he scored 17 goals in 34 games. So he did have a decent record, and that's why you see he was a very much a wonder kid, and that's why Chelsea's paid all that money to get him.
That's almost 1 in every 2.
Yeah. So if he gets another 2 this season, you know what? That would be the best of his career in the English Premier League, which is a far harder league to score in than the Bundesliga. Let's be honest.
Yeah. And listen, let's not forget as well, Tony, that 7 of them goals are non-penalties. So open play goals.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, let me move on. Thank you for the question, Musa. Here's a nice one. I like this one. Most Premier League goals scored in 2024. Arsenal up there on 32 goals since the turn of the year. Look how far back Liverpool are. Look how far back Newcastle are. Man City aren't even on the page.
Damn, man.
That's amazing. somebody needs credit for that. And I don't care if you're an Arteta in, Arteta out, trust the process, don't trust the process. Somebody has to get credit for that statistic. And that can only be Mikel Arteta. I'm sorry if you don't like that.
Well, I mean, in saying that, Tony, it wasn't. Our problem was that we was creating chances but not finishing them.
Right.
So there was always going to come a purple patch where the chances you're creating are going to go in, because you don't suddenly become a bad player overnight. You don't suddenly just not score goals. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, Havertz, Odegaard. You know, you don't just all of a sudden stop scoring goals.
Yeah.
In your career overnight, you don't just go, well, no, I'm not going to hit the back of the net anymore. So that was always going to change at some point in the season, and it coincided with the break. You know, whatever happened over there, team meetings, whatever it may be. You know, and Arsenal as a club have reaped the benefits.
Yeah.
You know, Declan Rice getting forward and scoring goals.
Yeah, we're going to get on to Dex because I've got some stats for him. While we're on the Kai Havertz, though, Kai Havertz has now scored more goals than all of these players in the Premier League this season. And they're talking like Rasmus Højlund is like God now at Manchester United.
The only surprising one on that list for scoring that many goals is McTominay, isn't it? For me, because you'd expect Kulusevski to score goals. He's a forward. He's a forward player.
To be honest, he has been injured. So I think you have to give a caveat to Kulusevski. Let's see what else.
The way Spurs fans talk about Kulusevski like he's Pele.
Yeah. Declan Rice. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about Declan Rice. Declan Rice is now being directly involved in more Premier League goals this season than all of these players that you'd expect to be right up there.
Wow, look at that list, Tone. Look at that list.
The one that surprises me is James Maddison, because Spurs think he's God.
Yeah, but he was out for a couple of months as well, weren't he?
Yeah.
But, you know, listen, you know what I believe? I believe that when players come on the market, they're going to end up, if they're deemed to be the top quality, the top draw players, they're going to end up at a City, a Liverpool, or an Arsenal. That's how I've always seen it. When you're ending up at Spurs and you go there and you come out with a normal spiel, I'm here to win trophies. Well, Spurs ain't won trophies in God knows how long. Since 2008. And it took our old manager to get them that trophy. You know, so I don't class these players as the top of the game. Would you rather have Odegaard or Maddison? Because that was the debate, wasn't it? Remember?
Yeah.
Way back when? Odegaard's showed he's got different levels to his game.
Yeah, for sure. Let's move on. So this one's about David Raya against Aaron Ramsdale. So Rob Patz is a good friend of mine. He tweeted this after the game. The big difference for me between Raya and Ramsdale is Raya is able to stand on the ball in one position and dictate to the opposition whether they will press him or stand off. Ramsdale always seems a bit rushed, that every time you have to get it away fast, or they are more confident to press him like that goal.
That's fair enough. That's a fair enough assessment. I mean, let's not forget, you know, Brentford would have been under instructions to go at Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Every time he had the ball. And, you know, I'm just watching the goal again. He had ample time just to slide that out to Saliba. The touch was good. He could see Saliba. And then he's looking, he must be looking at Ben White or Saka, because he's looking over in that kind of direction. But it was just just to keep it simple.
Yeah.
But that's a perfectly fair enough assessment. There's no arguments there.
Cool. Let me just have a look at this graphic. So you've just been talking about what we've seen on Sky. They've been analysing that goal, and this is basically what they just showed. The options that he had and the options he chose not to use. You literally just have to get rid of that to any of those options that you can see in red.
Agreed. I think he can't make up his mind whether he either hasn't seen the options too late, because you see him look, and then he's looking not in Saliba's direction, but he's looking in the direction of White and Saka. And I think, he goes, right, I'm going to go there. And by the time he's feel I'm going to go there, and then that's when the Brentford player has come and blocked the challenge, and obviously the ball's gone in.
But to his credit, he survived that, and he came back, and he did some amazing stuff, not least of which was this save from close in. I mean, you just can't help but say,
just look at that picture.
He has saved us. He has saved us 3 points today, because without those saves, we could easily have lost this game.
We didn't really create, in the whole game, Tony, we didn't really create many times. I don't remember their keeper having it to actually make a save.
Yeah. And the thing is, it wasn't like he didn't have to make saves, but they were just doing enough to keep the ball in front of the keeper, so that, there was few opportunities where the ball went straight at him. It hit the bar, obviously, with that Declan Rice shot. He looks miles away when that goes and hits the post. Just obviously, Arsenal, when you look at shots overall, 17 shots to 9, 6 on target to 4 from Brentford. Obviously, Ray has made 2 or 3 amazing saves out of those 4 Brentford shots. Whereas when you look at Arsenal, 6 on target, well, 2 of them hit the back of the net. The other 4, didn't quite bring out, match-winning saves like we saw from Ramsdale.
Yeah, I mean, that one from Tony, that's a special save, because he's backpedaling. He doesn't know where his near post is. And when you're backpedaling, to get up and get your hand out because you're looking at the ball, that's a special save.
Yeah, for sure.
The header, I would expect Ramsdale to save that, because it's virtually within his reach, and being 6'4" or 6'3", whatever he is, he's got the reach and the extension to get up and tip that over the bar. That's a run of the mill save for that type of keeper. But the one from Tony, for me, that's a save and a half.
I'm just reading some stuff off screen there, and obviously one of the blessings is today we've won a game after Mikel Arteta was named manager of the month, which is normally a curse.
Yeah, true that.
Okay, Big Benny White has now registered 4 assists in the Premier League, 1 fewer than he managed in the entirety of last season. So Benny White is back. 2 assists today. Well done, Benny White.
That time he was back.
Obviously, Kai's last 4 Premier League appearances: goal against Burnley, goal and assist against Newcastle, goal and assist against Sheffield, and now a goal today. So he's banging form. And you know what? Even though he misses some of those one-on-ones, yeah, I like the fact he puts himself in the position.
Yeah, I mean, as a striker, it's not the ones that you miss. It's the ones that you miss, and can you keep putting yourself in that frame to score a goal and then take the next chance that comes along?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you. I watched Man United against Everton this morning, the 12:30 kickoff, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin came on and talked about being miles away from scoring a goal, despite being given opportunities. You know, he just literally just doesn't look the same player that a couple of years ago people were saying that could we potentially be in for him.
Yeah, it kind of makes you glad because I totally agree with what you say there. And I saw him play a couple of weeks ago. I didn't see the game today, but you just look and you think, thank God we didn't go and splash X amount of millions on him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
So we done that one. We done that one.
Done that one. You're going backwards. Go forwards.
Yeah. I think I've done them all. Oh, hang on. So we got. Hang on. No. We got more.
Arsenal are only the fourth side to win each of their first 8 Premier League games of a calendar year. The previous 3 all went on to win the title. United in 2009, Liverpool in 2020, and Man City in 2021.
Can we add to that?
Yeah, do you know the only thing that in my mind, right? I mean, obviously we played Porto. Is it Tuesday?
Yeah,
Tuesday. On Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, yeah.
And then it's the 19-day layoff.
Yeah. Well, we got internationals, haven't we?
Yeah, we got to hope that players don't come back injured.
Yeah, 100%, Gary. 100%.
Hold on, we've got Arteta.
They don't make the life more difficult and a beautiful challenge in the second half against a team that obviously want to take the game to a different stage that way we want to be playing the game, but we insisted. We saw the team really aggressive and we knocked the door, and at the end we got rewarded.
The first goal you conceded, I can only imagine how crushed that feeling was for Aaron, and the atmosphere in the stadium changed a little bit. But the fact in the second half, the saves that he produced kept you in that game.
That's the courage that Aaron has. That's his personality, and mistakes are part of football, and it's how you react to that. And he did it in a brilliant way. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy that we won the game as well.
Did you need to win today? I know you want to, but did you need to?
Well, you have to win every game with the level that you have with Man City and Liverpool at the moment. You know that. You know space for slip-ups. We are trying to do our job, which is to win our games, and let's see what happens.
And I know that you've scored so many goals, and 2024 has been such a fantastic year for Arsenal so far. But this particular performance and this result, is it better than the ones you've had of late?
Yes, but in terms of way, yes.
Yeah, because we said that, Tony, didn't we?
Yeah.
The second half and show a lot of maturity as well with the game that they wanted to play, and we're emotionally really mature, and I'm really pleased what was done.
The noise when you scored the second goal, which turned out to be the winning goal, it just, the volume just went up. I don't know how many levels. Can you just talk about the connection, though, that this group of players have with this set of fans this season, and maybe the work that's been done and the appreciation that's been shown?
I think the whole game, when we made a mistake, the way they react, the way they push the team, as you said, the noise, the energy and the passion, and they showed it in every goal with us. It's just a joy to be there and enjoy a football match with your supporters really fully behind the team in every thought. Thank you so much.
The one thing Thomas Frank did say before this match, he talked about your improvement, Arsenal's improvement this season and this year. He put that down to consistency all over the pitch. How difficult has that been to do?
Yeah, that's the hardest thing in elite sport, to do it every 3 days, or to do it every single day with higher standards. But the boys want it, and they try, and sometimes we make mistakes and do that. But the willingness and the spirit that is amongst the team, it's phenomenal.
Can you relax now and enjoy tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna certainly enjoy, because it's been a really intense match, and tomorrow we start with Porto.
And you are top of the table.
Thank you so much.
You can put your feet up.
Good news.
That's it. The last 8 results. Look at that. All green. Fantastic achievement. If we win 2 more, the title's ours. If we get to 10 wins, City up next, obviously. If we beat City at their place, the title's ours. Nothing will stop us.
I'd like to think that, Gary, but I'm just going to be cautious with my words. I'm enjoying the ride. You know, I've got a friend at work who is, you know, not the greatest fan of Mikel Arteta. He's also that very said same Kai Havertz detractor. And you know what? I keep saying to him, just enjoy the ride while we can. Enjoy it. And when it goes off the rails, c'est la vie. Last season, to me, was a great year. I loved it. And yes, it fell apart at the end. But I'd rather have had the level of success to see the players that were successful last year doing what they did. You know, Odegaard scored in 17 goals, Saka 16 goals, Martinelli 15. You know, it was amazing. You know, Eddie, I think, scored 10 or 9.
Yeah, I get that totally. Yeah, it's understandable.
And we're there again. You know, we started off this season, the first half. You know, we weren't flying like we were last year, but all of a sudden we've started to get an impetus, and you know, we just look like, you know, a different animal right now, and it kind of does. I may be blaspheming, but it does give me a good vibe, a good sense of enjoyment going to watch Arsenal and seeing us win. I mean, you know, you have to be a fan that goes to games to kind of get the full atmosphere. And I know you go, Gary, I go. And when we go in amongst the crowd and we're in, you know, at halftime having a drink and we're 2-0 up or 3-0 up, or when we, you know, we're in the ground and coming out and we're 5-0 winners, just that camaraderie around the whole club is something you'd see very rarely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, once everything's all connected together, it's like a circle in it. If something's broken in that sorry, not a circle, like a chain. If a link's broke in that chain, the chain breaks. So when you've got the players, the coaching staff, the fans, the management behind the scenes, everyone's happy, everyone's smiling. It creates a fantastic atmosphere that pushes the team, that spurs the team on even further. You know, so I totally understand exactly what you're saying there. And this is something that Arteta has to have credit for, because he's the one that's brought this club back. And like I said, there shouldn't be any Arsenal fan out there that wants to see this guy foul. Shouldn't be any Arsenal fan at all that still wants to see this guy foul or call him a trainee manager. You know, he's proven this season, albeit, you know, we've said on a few watch-alongs, you know, we've got to want to see a sub. Bertram said it today, didn't he? Why is Kyrgios still on the pitch? He was getting loads of space. You know, 10 minutes too late, you brought Zinchenko on. So there's still elements that, as fans, we want to see improved, shall we say? But overall, 9.5 times out of 10, he gets it right. He gets every decision right. So you can't complain. You know, if he brings Zinchenko on when he did and we don't win 2-1, then you can say, well, you know what? He should have brought him on 10 minutes ago. Nelson should have been on for Trossard a bit earlier. Maybe Smith Rowe should have got a run out. We needed someone who could drift into the box. But we nicked the winner. We win the game. He gets it right. So what can you say? You can't slate him. What's that, Aaron Ramsdale?
Aaron Ramsdale's record against Brentford.
5 games, 4 wins, 1 draw, no defeats, 3 clean sheets, 2 goals conceded. Yeah, listen. I thought Ramsdale, even with the mistake that he made, I would give Ramsdale a solid 8 today. He makes 2 fantastically brilliant saves. His distribution was decent. His distribution was so good, Tony, they had to keep fouling him to stop him from playing the ball out quickly.
And let's be honest, he should have got an assist. This is a stat that I brought up at the beginning of the game, and basically we just kind of compounded that stat. So that said 14 leagues in the Premier League this season with 14. It's now 16. And that Brentford had conceded 15. They've now conceded 17.
17.
Both our goals were headed goals. So interesting that stat got updated literally as we watched the game. So we've seen that one. Yep, seen that one. So yeah, I think that's it pretty much with my stats. Obviously, we can do the
Player ratings.
I need a little bit of time to put that down. So I'll give you a little opportunity to ad lib while I'm doing that.
Yeah, so I was just thinking. So I think for me, the biggest thing this season has been the Declan Rice factor and Havertz, the physicality and the presence that they've both brought to the team. You know, it's made us such a stronger unit. You know, there would have been times in the past where the thought of Thomas Partey not being anywhere near the starting 11 for like 3 months, Arsenal fans would have been pulling their hair out. But we haven't missed. We have missed Thomas Partey, but the drop off with Declan Rice hasn't been as bad as it was previously. You know, Saliba's being fit, played every second of every minute of every Premier League game. Gabriel, after the first couple of games, come in. He's been our best defender. You know, Ben White coming back into form. Raya coming into the team. Shaky start. Then he looks up for the challenge. You know, it's been a really good season so far, and we just hope now with 10 games to go that we can make this happen. Because I think overall we've definitely been the best team. Well, would you say we've been the best team this season? Because obviously the first half of the season it wasn't looking too great, but sort of like the second half we've picked up massively.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you bear in mind the underdog statement, I'd say no. I'm gonna let somebody else take the glory of being the best team this season. Let's wait. If we win the Premier League, then there's no denying it. We are being the best team this season. But I'm happy to let somebody else take the glory until such a time that we can categorically confirm that there's no if, buts, and maybes. I mean, let's remember, we beat Man United, Man City, Liverpool. You know, who else have we not beat? I mean, you know, we got to beat Spurs and Chelsea this season. We've had both of them.
The way I look at it, today was always going to be a different game, as it was when we played Brentford at their place, because they're not the team that you can dominate like we've dominated other teams. Everyone pressing high, compacted into their own area, own half. It was never going to be that way today, and it was for most of the first half. It was that way. We nicked the ball, we pressed high, we won it back. There was no real efforts on goal today, like we saw against Sheffield United and stuff. But that was because Brentford defend deep. Even when they lost the ball, they still had 6 or 7 men behind the ball to counter our attack. But in saying that, I'm not worried about playing any other team after Man City. I think we will dominate every team after Man City. And if we go to Man City and get a result, I think there's a massive chance, touch wood, that we can go unbeaten for the rest of the season.
Wow. That would be something, but I don't think it happens.
Well, Arteta was saying the other day that it's 90 points. Anything less than 90 points can't win you the title. That's the standard that Man City and Liverpool will take it to. Anything under 90 points doesn't win you the title. So right now we're on 64, which means we would need 26 from a possible 30. left to reach 90 points. So that shows you the standard that our own manager is saying is a necessity to win this league title. So that means you go to City, you don't get beat, and then you have to go and win every game after that just to be in with a chance of winning this league, and hope that somewhere along the line the other teams make an error.
Yeah. Welcome to the chat, Tiger and Guna. Don't know if that's two people or one person with two different nicknames that they combined them into two. Hope we beat Porter. Well, yeah, Apollo won't be at the game, so he's doing a stream on Tuesday night. Please do tune in. Gary,
Who's doing the stream?
Apollo.
Was he not going?
No, he's not. But I will be there, so be prepared to see some pictures of
I'll
me
be here.
hopefully celebrating at the end that we finally won a knockout game under Arteta.
I will be here.
Cool. So as we digress and we come to pretty much the last bit of the show, the ratings, I've typed them in, Gary, you can see them. So Ramsdale, I gave a 7.5. Oh, Tiger and Gunnar is in Australia. Thank you very much for joining us.
G'day, mate.
G'day, yeah. Don't know,
G'day, mate.
Is it morning right now? Are you watching? Are you watching with the Sheila?
Can you throw another shrimp on the barbie?
Yeah. So yeah,
that's funny, Tony. The only three Australian things we know how to say: are you with the Sheila? Throw another shrimp on the barbie, and good day.
It's 4:22 a.m. So yeah, well done to you, Tiger, for getting up at this ungodly hour. You obviously were up at 3 a.m. or earlier to actually watch the game.
And welcome to the stream.
And thank you so much for tuning in to our stream. Yeah, I mean,
we appreciate it.
We do indeed. So yeah, Tony's ratings: Ramsdale 7.5. Benny White gets a 9 because he got 2 assists. So great game for him. Saliba and Gabriel respectively 8. Kivior 7. Declan Rice 8.5, got a goal. Odegaard, he was just Odegaard-ish. Gets an 8 from me. Jorginho gets 7. Havertz gets 8 with a winner. Saka 7 and Trossard 6.5. I'm going to give Arteta an 8.
Yeah, not bad, brains. I'm going to give Aaron Ramsdale an 8. Had it not been for his mistake that led to the Brentford goal, I think he would have been up 9 for the 2 saves that he made. Although Bertram doesn't believe that if the goal didn't go in, he wouldn't have had to make the saves. I don't believe that to be true. So I'm going to give him an 8. 2 saves that actually kept us in the game and allowed us to go on and win it. Ben White, good to see him popping up with the 2 good crosses that I told you he would have if he had 5 and 2 assists. Looks back to his best. And he obviously listened to me when I was saying about if he gets 5 crosses, he's going to get 2 right, and he did. So I'll take the praise. I'll take the praise for that. And I'm going to give Ben White an 8.5. Saliba and Gabriel, I think they handled Tony very well. He's not an easy customer to play against, but they was both up for the fight, both up for the battle. Again, I say every almost after every game, I think they're the best centre-back pairing in the league, and if not in world football, they're definitely in the top 5 in world football. I'll give them both 8s. I'm happy with that. Kivior had a solid game defensively, wasn't effective going forward as much. I think a 7 is a fair result there. Should have probably been hooked 10, maybe even 15 minutes beforehand, as the way that Brentford were playing, there was no threat down the wing. And Zinchenko obviously brings a bit more going forward. Declan Rice, yeah, happy with the 8.5. Another goal for Declan. Good performance, solid in defence. Odegaard, I thought, had a quiet game overall. He was a bit lively in the first half, pressing. Second half, he kind of disappeared, but then he pops up with a nice slide rule pass for Ben White to create the cross for Havertz's winner. So I'm going to give Odegaard a 7.5. Jorginho, again, he didn't really get on the ball in the second half, and he was on the ball more in the first half, and a couple of little the little first touch passes he does, always going forward. So I thought he had a solid game. So happy with the 7. Kai Havertz, yeah, happy with the 8. Pops up with the winner. Sometimes you just need him to get into the box a little bit more, especially like in the areas where he can score, rather than being sort of like out wide left or out wide right or edge of the box. You want him getting in there with his physicality and making them headers and finishes like that. So happy with his 8. Saka, I thought, had a really quiet game. Didn't really create much. Wasn't really involved that much. I'm going to give Saka a 6. Trossard, we gain, but we also lose when Trossard's playing. He doesn't have that express pace of Martinelli. And, there was a couple of times when Ramsdale's half put him through and he just hasn't got the pace to get there. Maybe there was an opportunity to lob the keeper, which he didn't take. So I'm going to give Trossard a 6. And I'm going to give Arteta an 8. I thought the team basically picked itself. Obviously, Martinelli being injured, it was Trossard he chose to come in. Could have made the substitutions a little bit earlier, maybe, but overall, he gets it right, and Arsenal get the win. There we go.
Ole, ole. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us. Tiger and Guna, this was his first time. So, again, thank you very much for joining us.
We will see you Tuesday. We will see you Tuesday.
Shout out from Apollo, who runs the channel, who was at the game today. So hence why myself, Tony, and Gary, respectively, did the watch along today with our colleague from New York, Bertram, aka Stan Kranky, also known as Stan Kranky. Apollo is on his way back from the game. He says one of the saves came from his fault when he was miles off his line.
Oh, here we go. Look, here we go. Come on, man. Give the guy credit where credit's due.
Yeah, he's a little bit off key there with that statement, I believe.
That's shocking, man. That's shocking.
You can have this out with him on Tuesday, Gary.
I will. Don't worry. I will.
Saliba and Ben White, man of the match after getting bullied last season by Tony, stepped up big.
100%.
Tiger says, do you think that we'll go away for the break, guys? It's not actually a break, Tiger. It's an international weekend, or week. So most of the players, with the exception of a few, not many, will be actually away with their international teams. The problem is that they come back very shortly just before the next game. See, Harry Kane scored a hat-trick today.
34 and 34.
Wow.
Another 7 and he breaks Lewandowski's record.
Yeah, I had a very interesting conversation about world class and the meaning of world class. And I said, Harry Kane is world class. And I was told, frankly, that he's not world class because he ain't won anything.
Yeah, but is that the definition of world class, that you have to go and win something?
That's exactly what was my point was.
It's not. It's not. Well, it is Harry Kane's fault that he chose to play for Tottenham.
Yeah.
And stay at Tottenham all them years. He could have gone to City. He could have gone to United. You know, when United maybe could have done something.
Mm.
You make your bed, you lay in it, don't you?
Yeah. And think of how many, like hundreds of what we would consider to be world-class players haven't won one of those major trophies.
Well, look at Alan Shearer.
Yeah, absolutely.
One Premier League when Blackburn, that Jack Walker was spending like 40, 50 million at the time, which was big money back then.
Mm.
You know, only won one league, had the chance to go United, chose to go Newcastle, never won another trophy again in his career.
Yeah. And if you're going to go by the metric of, well, because you won all the trophies at X number of places, does that make you world class? Well, I don't think Shkodran Mustafi was ever world class anywhere he went, but he has all the accolades to prove that, hey, I played at the top level in every competition.
Man had won the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's the thing, innit?
So you're definitely gonna have to have it out with Apollo. He's retorting back. He's rebutted Gary.
Listen, Apollo. No one's saying Ramsdale's the guy, but you're claiming that the save that he made was from a mistake that he made. That's like saying, Apollo. That's like saying, well, Havertz lost the ball up front, so the mistake that led to the shot happening was because Havertz didn't control the ball. That's nonsense, mate. Nonsense. Come on, man. No one's saying Ramsdale was the guy, but what I'm saying is he made 2 big saves in that game. Give the man a little bit of credit. Yes, he got off the hook because it was his mistake that led to the Brentford equaliser, but when the chips were down and Brentford were coming, he stood between them and us being 3-1 down. That is the bottom line. I'm not hearing anymore.
Oh, dear. This one is going to go on for quite a while.
It will. Don't worry. I'll take it up with Apollo on Tuesday. I'm not saying that Ramsdale's the man. I'm not saying that Raya's the man. Listen, for many fans, Raya is the guy. What I'm saying about Raya is, can he make them type of saves when it's needed? Because at some point in the season, it's going to be needed. And don't tell me, Apollo, before you even typing it probably right now, that Raya would have come out and caught. Raya would have caught that ball from Tony. Raya would have come and claimed that cross. Don't even type it. Delete it. I'll see you Tuesday.
Oh, dear. Right. Okay, guys, we're going to call it a day. But before we go, I'm going to just put up last thing to go out on. I think it's appropriate because he's become my super guy. I'm really enjoying having this guy at our club. He got a lot of flack, but hey, look at us now.
Wicked, son, wicked.
So guys, thank you very much, Gary. Thank you so much as always for joining us with your pearls of knowledge, and we will see you guys on Tuesday.
Just real quick, Tone. Just real quick. Yeah. We come back from the international break. We would have had the Chelsea game, would we not? But because that's cancelled, that's why there's an extra week to City. So we're not back just before the City game. We're back and we have that week off.
Oh yeah, because Chelsea are in the FA Cup.
Yeah, so it would have been Chelsea and then City, but we've got that extra week's break. So
hopefully
I just wanted to clear that up.
Nice one. Cheers,
No worries,
Gary.
guys. No worries, Tom. Pleasure as
Bye,
always, mate.
everybody.
See you later, guys.